evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Sycamore, Ohio. We are live from Warriors Field for tonight's N10 matchup between the Upper Sandusky Rams and the Mohawk Warriors. I'm Nate Mullins on the call with Tommy Hall. We've got Greg Kinn, the Wizard, on the ones and twos, Austin Rodriguez on the camera, and we have Jacob Ellis doing some shadow work here with us today. Thanks for tuning in on the pregame show, brought to you by Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. We are just minutes away from the first pitch, brought to you by Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. But first, let's thank our sponsors before we get to the broadcast. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope in Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and Webster Industries. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Tommy, how we doing today?
Oh, I'm doing fabulous over here in the Commonwealth of Sycamore, Ohio for today's huge N10 matchup. And, man, what a difference 24 hours makes, especially between these two squads as we before we dive into today's game. Looking back at the last time these two teams faced off, Upper Sandusky dominating these Mohawk Warriors with a convincing 12-2 victory where Jacob Halter, the star of the show for the Rams, both on the mound and at the plate, keeping Mohawk batters guessing, allowing just one hit and 3 walks while striking out 6 in that affair, Nate.
That's right, and it's going to be quite a different feel tonight as the temperature is about 20 degrees cooler today as it was yesterday, so maybe those bats won't be quite as hot today, Tommy. It's cooler weather tends to cool down the bats a little bit, but we'll see.
Well, the Warriors want to hope for that as the Rams exploded in that first inning against the Warriors, jumping out to a 4-0 lead in the first inning and extending it 6-1 by the end of the third. So the Mohawk Warriors got to shore up on the mound, especially taking on a game opponent here in this N10 conference matchup.
The Mohawk Warriors set to do battle. Elias Magellanes on the mound for the Warriors, and leading off for the Upper Sandusky Rams is Ethan Hill, center fielder. Hill on the season, batting .176, 6 hits in 34 at-bats. First pitch brought to you by Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. Just misses for a ball. And we're underway here from Warriors Field. Thanks for tuning in here with us. That one's in there for a strike. That evens the count at 1-1. We'll take a look at our pitching matchup in the bottom of the first. But on the mound for the Warriors, Elias Magellanes, 4-0 on the season, and leading the Warriors in pitching so far with a 1.59 ERA. As I said, 4-0 record. He's allowed 8 hits, 5 earned runs, and 8 runs on the season. Just 13 walks and 37 strikeouts.
Wow.
The lefty comes set. Here's the 2-1. Swung on, chopped at the plate. Evens the count at 2-2. Cloudy, overcast day, and folks, if you're watching the broadcast, you might be dealing with some frequency issues, but if we do drop off a little bit and we end up having any kind of quality issues with the broadcast, we will upload it later if it's not up to par. But cloudy day today. Tommy, clouds can interfere with what we're doing, isn't that? I mean, come on. Here's a payoff. Up high, and Hill draws the leadoff walk. So Ethan Hill is on base. And Hill on the season. Got to keep an eye on him on the base path. He's got 7 steals on the year. So speedy guy down there at first base. And that'll bring up the N10 leader in most offensive statistics, Caden Holman. Holman on the season, batting .639, 23 hits and 36 at-bats, 10 doubles, a triple, which we were there for, a home run, 15 RBIs, just 5 walks.
I tell you.
But he has yet to be struck out this year. So that's pretty impressive stat there.
Former holder of the winged Cardinal, Heart of Ohio Sports Player of the Game in our previous coverage of the Upper Sandusky Rams. This kid's just an athlete, like he said. Tremendous eye for the ball. tremendous presence at the plate.
Magellanes comes set. And the 1-1 is outside. And it's 2-1 the count.
Yeah, you definitely don't want to crowd your infield.
Yeah.
Especially against these hitters for the Rams.
Here's the 2-1. Swung on, hit to left field. The left fielder right there to make the play, and the runner will have to retreat back to first base. So he barreled that one up, Tommy, but hit it right at the left fielder who was there to make the play. Caleb Bish with the put out. As we mentioned, Elias Magellanes on the mound for the Warriors. Lance Frankert behind the plate, doing the catching today. And the throw back to first, actually just a look back. One out here in the top of the first. Magellanes with the pitch. That one's off the mark. Beautiful facilities over here. Our first broadcast from Mohawk Warriors Field over here in Sycamore. Tommy, I was impressed when I pulled up. Curveball in, actually misses the strike zone. So 2-0 the count, and the steal for Ethan Hill will put a runner in scoring position. Tommy, I don't even know if the second baseman, even if he fields that cleanly, Hill's still in there safely with the steal.
Yeah. And thus far, the Rams forcing Magellanes to pitch to him.
Here's the 2-0. Inside, and it's 3-0 the count. At the plate is Blaze Gallant. Gallant batting .290 on the season. And we're going to have a little conference on the mound between the pitcher and catcher here. Gallant has 9 hits and 31 at-bats. He has 11 RBIs, so he's looking to add to that total. Yeah. Tied for second on the team.
Gallant is instrumental in that victory in that previous encounter between these two squads.
Magellanes comes set. And they look the runner back at second base, no throw. Here's the 3-0. Right down Broadway. Gallant was taken all the way on that one. Got to figure he's got a green light here, Tommy, with the runner on second with one out.
Now he's starting to see the strike zone, too.
There it is. Hit back up the middle. Base hit. Hill racing around third. He's going to score the game's first run. And the Upper Sandusky Rams take a 1-0 lead here in the top of the first on a Blaze Gallant 1-out RBI single.
Just chopped it right back at Magellanes as it kind of falls right where you want it. Between the infield, between that outfield, just right there along the, just to where to your second baseman can't field it. Almost make your center fielder come up. Just a lot going on there, as you talked about, Nate. The Rams drawing first blood here from Sycamore.
When you look at Magellanes' stats on the year, that's just his 6th earned run of the year allowed. As Hill earned his way aboard with a walk, made his way down to second base, scored on the single. That one fouled at the plate. Evan Heinzman at the plate. Magellanes comes set. Here's the 1-1. That one's outside. 2-1 the count. Hines been playing catcher today. I gotta correct my notes here. That one chopped to the third baseman. Gloves, throws to first. Got him at first. Wow. What a throw. I didn't think he had much of a chance there, but whew, strong throw across the diamond to get the runner at first. Over there at third?
Yeah.
That is number 7. Let's see here. Is that 7? Is that his number?
Yeah.
I must not have wrote it down right. No, that's his position. I have. That one hit into right field. They throw it to the cutoff man. Throw over to third is not in time. So runners are safe.
What a tremendous ball placement there.
Yeah.
Now you got runners on the corners. Still only.
I had the wrong position down for Caleb Bish. I put his position as his jersey number, that's why. Caleb Bish over there at third base.
Oh.
Misses the mark, and the runner scampers on over to second base to put both runners in scoring position now with 2 outs.
I think it was just a little miscommunication as you saw the catcher tried to throw it straight to second.
Yeah.
And Magdalena's tried to glove it a little bit.
Look at the size of that mound. That's a tall pitching mound. That one low off the plate. 2-0 the count here.
Another conversation between the catcher and the pitcher.
Heilman hits that one foul just down the right field line. Oh, that was just foul, Tommy.
Oh, yeah.
That'd have been dangerous. Justin Heilman at the plate.
And you love these April matchups here in Ohio as, you know, again, if you ain't got enough to deal with runners on base, you got the wind working against you.
Here's the pitch. Off the plate. But a nice job by the catcher to keep it in front of him. N10 battle for first place here, as the Warriors sit alone right now atop the N10. But these Rams load the bases here, and they are threatening to claim a share of that top spot.
This is becoming a common thread here in the early onset of this matchup.
Caleb Francis due up next. We got a call to the bullpen here. Just a little conference, if you will. Just having a little talk with the pitcher. A bases loaded situation with 2 outs. Probably just telling him, keep it on the ground. Keep everything low. Don't give them anything high that they can hit out of the infield. Force at any base.
That's a daunting at-bat here in the top of the first, especially when you're already starting to get deep into that rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah, a long game ahead of you against a league rival. It's important to, like you said, with that call to the bullpen, make sure that this at-bat be the Rams' last for the top of the first.
That one misses. to Caleb Francis. Francis on the season batting .429, 12 hits in 28 at-bats. Magdalenas comes set. Here's the pitch. That one hits the outside corner for a strike. The 1-1 swung on and chopped at the plate, and a run will score as that one got away from the catcher there. So 2-0 Upper Sandusky now as the runner scores from third base. Now runners at second and third with 2 outs. Caleb Francis still at the plate. I believe it is 3-1 the count. Here's the pitch, and he hits him. So Francis will walk down to first base. And that'll load the bases once again.
Very early to start feeling a little rattled here by the pitcher, as the look on his face said it all as that run scored at home plate.
Yeah.
Just wanting to get out of the inning here.
That'll bring up Jacob Halter. Halter on the season batting .276, 8 hits and 29 at-bats. 5 RBIs. He does have 3 doubles. In there for a strike. Magdalena starts him out with a nice pitch. Here's the 0-1. Swung on, hit, foul down the right side. And it's now 0-2. Upper Sandusky's made it all the way to the 8 hitter in the lineup here, as Halter hits this one to third. Gloves and steps on third for the final out in the top of the first, but damage was done by the Rams as they plate 2 and take a 2-0 lead as we head to the bottom of the first here at Sycamore, Ohio Warrior Field. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope and Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and Webster Industries, all proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Talk about keys to the game, Tommy. For Mohawk today, I think the key for them, they got to get runners on base any way possible. They lead the they are second in the N10 in steals with 66 steals in 11 games, just behind these Rams for the lead. So walks, hits, hit by pitch, anything they got to create some havoc on these base paths, Tommy. I think that's going to be key for Mohawk. Get runners on base any way possible.
Absolutely. Mohawk's offense struggled to find its rhythm against Halter, with Hunter Haynes taking the loss on the mound in their last outing. And then, more of the same to start this one here. You found the Rams found a way to score, get runners on base, got down to their 8th batter, and just in that first inning, top of that inning alone, it could be a long outing for these Warriors if they're not careful.
For Upper Sandusky today, I think keep the momentum rolling. That's going to be the key for them. After extending their home win streak to 16 games last night, the Rams look to stake claim to a share of the N10 lead with bragging rights of sweeping the season series tonight on the line. And I think for them, they just got to keep the momentum rolling, and they did that here in the top of the first, scoring 2 runs, and they just got to keep that momentum going. There's your keys to the game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. As we get set to start the bottom of the first. Caleb Bish at the plate for the Warriors. Leading it off, Bish batting .419 on the season. 13 hits in 31 at-bats. He has scored 13 runs with 9 stolen bases on the year. Watches that one outside for a ball. The 2-0 swung on, hit to right field, and it will be playable and squeezed for the first out by the right fielder. Take a look at our pitching matchup. Of course, pitching matchup brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. We saw Elias Magdalenas back in the first, but here on the mound today, Josh Heilman. Heilman on the season 3-1 with a 3.5 ERA, 18 innings pitched, 14 strikeouts, 15 walks on the season. That one grounded to short. Holman, whew, did you see that throw?
Yeah.
That was a laser.
Especially with the late fielding there, it almost seemed like I was like, all right, this is taking a little bit. But, man, he flashed the leather on that one, got the runner out, and now quickly the Rams have 2 down on the Warriors.
So 2 outs. That'll bring up Travis Geary. Geary hits this one to second base.
Should be easy.
Gloves and throws to first, and a 1-2-3 first inning for Heilman. That was quick, Tommy. We're going to head to the top of the second inning. It's 2-0 Upper Sandusky. Don't go anywhere, folks. We'll be right back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy, your legacy.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. And we're back here at Mohawk Warriors Field. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you here for this N10 rivalry matchup between Upper Sandusky and Mohawk. We get set to start the top of the second inning. The pitcher will lead things off, Justin Heilman. I'm sorry, Josh Heilman. There's 2 Heilmans. I got to keep them together. Josh Heilman at the plate. Batting .333 on the season. 10 hits and 30 at-bats. Magdalena starts him out with a first pitch strike. And that one in there for a strike. Here's the 0-2. Check swing foul right towards Tommy.
Yeah, check my pants.
That one woke you up real quick, didn't it? That one just misses the strike zone there. Well, he wanted that one, Tommy. He froze the pose for a second, didn't he?
All the baseball enthusiasts, they all kind of, you heard that murmur.
That one hit back up the middle. And misplay by the second baseman will put a runner at first. I don't know, Tommy. Even if he'd have gloved that one, I don't know if he'd have got a chance to get that one over there in time. Heilman was, booking it out of the box. So a runner on first. We'll bring up Ethan Hill back to the top of the order. Hill drew a walk back in the first inning and then ended up coming around to score. Nagalinas misses with that first pitch.
You're going to have to earn the K in this one.
That's right.
You really do.
He's been consistent, though.
Yeah.
He's been very consistent. He's telling them where his zone is. They just got to find it. That's what it is, Tommy. You got to make the adjustment.
You hear Coach Hawkins.
That's right.
Keep hitting your spot. You'll find it. You'll get it.
Here's the 2-0. Ooh. Man, just misses with that one. And it's 3-0 on Hill.
I'm about to beg for some mercy on that. Come on, man. That one is just real high.
And that one misses the strike zone. 4-pitch walk issued to Ethan Hill. And that'll put runners on first and second for Caden Holman. Holman lined out to left field his first time up. That one misses the strike zone. Magdalenas trying to find that outside corner. It's just been elusive for him here in the first two innings.
I was going to say, every time he brings it back inside, it ends up high.
That one fouled off the foot of Caden Holman. Takes a second to walk it off. Runners at first and second. Here's the 1-1. Misses up high. 2-1 the count. So foul tip. 2-2 the count. It's even now on Caden Holman. As we mentioned, Holman's stats read like a bingo card. I mean, .639 batting average, 14 stolen bases, 15 RBIs, 10 doubles, 23 hits. All that in 36 at-bats. And that one off the plate, he watches it. And it will load the bases with nobody out here. As Blaze Gallant strolls to the plate. He had a single back in the first, drove in a run, and then ended up scoring a run himself on a passed ball. Warriors went 1-2-3 in the bottom of the first. Call to the bullpen brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. Just a little mound visit here. I don't think there's going to be any changes, but anytime there's a mound visit, we want to thank our friends at Hope in Fostoria, one of our proud sponsors here at Heart of Ohio Sports. We've still got some sponsorship opportunities available if you're interested, folks. We're looking for a player of the game sponsor, not just for one game, but for the whole season. And we're looking for an instant replay sponsor. So we'd love to be able to do some instant replays, but we need to get a sponsor on board so we can cover the cost of that. So Gallant hits this one to short. Throw over to first is not in time, and it gets through the first baseman's legs.
Field one.
2 runs will
Field two.
score. And now there's runners at the corners. Still nobody out, and it's 4-0. I don't know if you call that a hit. I bet that's probably going to be an error, either on the throw or the first baseman.
Yeah, well, usually on the grass, that ball's been taking a pretty high hop, but I think it hit the lip. So
Yeah.
It didn't bounce at all. It just went right under his glove.
Gets past the catcher, but he's able to recover quickly. But in the meantime, runner scampers over to second base.
The movement between the plates by these Rams has been masterful. This is just the top of the second.
Last time we covered these Rams over in Attica, they put on a base running clinic. They do lead the N10 in batting average by a pretty wide margin. Batting .352 as a team. Second place is Mohawk with a .320 batting average. Here's the pitch, 2-1. It's upstairs. 3-1 the count here on Heinzman. Evan Heinzman batting .290 on the season. In there for a strike. Magallanes paints the outside corners with that one. It's a full count. Off the plate, and that will load the bases with a walk. That'll bring up Gavin Fry. Another call to the bullpen here. Of course, that's brought to you by Hope in Fostoria. This time there will be a pitching change, as Elias Magallanes' day is over after 1 inning pitched. He did give up 4 runs. Was not able to record an out in the second inning. Boy, with this weather, it's just so hard, Tommy, as a pitcher.
I mean, some days you just have them.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no way to describe it. There's nothing to speak down to or the inability. I mean, it's just sometimes you have a rough outing.
That's right.
And that's why you have these call to the bullpens, is just to have that communication and be like, look, man, I'm not getting into rhythm. And when you can't get into rhythm, I mean, there's no use of beating on like a broken drum.
That's right. And that'll bring on Braden Chester, the left fielder. Is going to come on and do some pitching duties here. I don't think they like the color tape that he has. I'm not sure.
Yeah, flash is the same color of the ball.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. It's a good call. So Braden Chester will take over on the mound for the Warriors. Take a look at his pitching stats here. Chester on the season has yet to allow an earned run. Has yet to allow a run at all in 6 2/3 innings pitched. He leads the team with 5 saves. So the only time he's made an appearance this year has been in save situations. This is the first non-save situation for Braden Chester this year. He's got 8 strikeouts in 6 2/3 innings. Chester, a familiar face. from both the gridiron and the basketball court. Of course, we remember a couple years ago, 2 years ago, when these Warriors made a run in the, all the way to the, I believe the Sweet 16, wasn't it, Tommy, in basketball?
Yeah.
A.J. Hess and Braden Chester and Bryce Hannum leading the way for the Warriors. Chester now a senior. One of those familiar faces here for the Warriors. And if you've been watching our broadcasts over the year, you've seen this young man and probably recognize that name. He can bring it.
It's amazing that you're starting to get volumes on some of these athletes here at Heart of Ohio Sports. The best of Braden Chester. We'll find out here as he takes over the pitching duties here in the top of the second still. 4-0 lead by the Rams as that one sails over Gallant's head.
Bases are loaded. Nobody out here in the top of the second inning. 4-0 Upper Sandusky. Braden Chester comes set. The 1-0 brushes him back with a fastball. And it's 2-0 the count. Swung on, hit to left field, right at the left fielder. Holman will tag and come home for the game's 5th run. But 1 out is recorded there. That run will count towards Magellanes as he still has 2 inherited runners on. That'll bring up Justin Heilman, right fielder. Chester comes set. Here's the 1-0. Swung on, fouled back, and plenty far enough to get over the blue car behind us. And here's the 1-1. Swung on, chopped at the plate, foul. And it's 1-2 here.
Whatever body part got a piece of that one, he's trying to no-sell it.
Here's the 1-2. And that one in the dirt. Nice job by the catcher, keeps it in front of him. It's now 2-2 on Justin Heilman. In there for a strike. And Chester gets the strikeout for the second out.
That's the first strikeout?
First strikeout, yes, by either pitcher. No, I think Magellanes did have one at the end of the first. That was the last out.
Yeah, that's true.
Top of the first. That one in there for a strike. Chester comes out throwing BBs now.
Chester with some cheddar on that heater.
He did have some cheddar on that one. Here's the 0-1. That one down low. Caleb Francis at the plate. Fouled at the plate. And it's 1-2 on Francis. But if Chester can get out of this with just 1 run allowed, that's huge for these Warriors. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, hit to short. Throw over to second for the force, and that's the final out here in the top of the second. But the Rams plate 3 more It's 5-0 Upper Sandusky as we head to the bottom of the second. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. We've got our new, I don't want to call you an intern. You're going to be a new employee. Jacob Ellis doing some shadow work here with us. Welcome to the call, Jacob.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And also Greg Kinn, the wizard, helping us out on the ones and twos, keeping us looking good. Don't forget about Austin Rodriguez on the main cam. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. We want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here today. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lease Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope and Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and Webster Industries. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. See a couple of our sponsor names out there on the wall out there. First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments. Of course, there's a Weininger on the fence out there. It's Mohawk. There's got to be a Weininger out there somewhere. Of course, Jerry Weininger over at First National Bank of Sycamore, president at First National, one of our proud sponsors here, and a legacy sponsor with us here on Heart of Ohio Sports. That means they've got a full year worth of sponsorship. And I'm telling you, if you're a business and you're listening, you're saying, hey, wait a second, you can do a full year? Absolutely. That's right. Hit us up. Send us a message on Facebook, or you can email us, hoosbroadcasting@gmail.com. Get on board with the winning team here at Heart of Ohio Sports. Bottom of the second. Leading off, the cleanup hitter, Travis Geary at the plate. Geary, the first baseman on the season, batting .379, 11 hits and 29 at-bats. He's driven in 13 on the year. That one misses the strike zone. Here's Heilman. That one swung on, hit to short. Gloves, throws to first, and I'll tell you, Holman, when that ball leaves his hand, you better snap your head over to first real quick. I think he's got to be antsy because he hasn't been on the mound, Tommy. I think that's probably what that is. He's like, I'm going to throw this as hard as I can over to first. Down low. Braylon Mulholland at the plate for the Warriors. That one at the knees for a strike. Mulholland hitting .344 on the season. 11 hits and 32 at-bats. He's driven in 9 runs. 2 doubles and 11 hits. Or 11 singles. Two and 1 the count here on Mulholland. That one fouled straight back and into the tree.
Ooh,
and
right
heads up. That tree has a return policy.
Knocked it out of the bark.
They did.
But
The 2-2 misses, and Mulholland draws the count full. 1 out. Warriors looking for their first base runner here. Braylon Mulholland at the plate with a full count. This one hit into left field, but playable as the left fielder camps under it to make the play. All 5 outs have been putouts, Tommy.
I was going to say, the Rams looking for another quick bang here.
And that'll bring up Braden Chester. Chester on the season, batting .321. 9 hits and 28 at-bats. This one fouled back. Five 0 Upper Sandusky. We're here in the bottom of the second. 2 down. 0-1 count here on Braden Chester. This is our pitching matchup here now as Chester came in to relieve Magallanes. This one hit straight up, and the pitcher calls for it and makes the catch for the final out. So another 1-2-3 inning for Heilman. And we head to the top of the third. It's 5 0 Upper Sandusky. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking, even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports. And we're back here at Mohawk Warriors Field, set to start the top of the third inning with the Upper Sandusky Rams leading 5-0 over the Mohawk Warriors. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. We've got Jacob Ellis helping out on the call with us. Greg Kinn on the 1s and 2s. We have Austin Rodriguez on the camera. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports for this N10 clash between the two top teams in the conference. Braden Chester on for his second inning of work after relieving Elias Magallanes back in the second inning. Came on, allowed just 1 run, but that was with the bases loaded with nobody out, Tommy.
Yeah.
That was impressive.
Now we'll see what a full inning of work for young Chester does as they try to slow down the onslaught of the Upper Sandusky Rams, who, as you said, have put 5 batters in for a 5-0 lead. Chester likes to zip these ones right now.
Got to brush him back.
Yeah.
Wake him up a little bit, you know.
The 6 mustache hairs that he had on his face have just
And Jacob Halter at the plate watches that one outside for a ball. The 2-0 in there for a strike. Halter, bigger strike zone here. Here's the 2-1. Oh, and he hits him right in the back of the helmet. Hopefully he's okay. Yep, it seems to be fine.
got him right in the halter top of the head.
I don't think he was trying for that, that's for sure. So a hit by pitch puts a runner at first. And now we have our pitching matchup. Of course, pitching matchup brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments, but we have Josh Heilman at the plate and Braden Chester on the mound. Snap throw to first, off the mark. Gets away from the first baseman. And Halter scurries on over to second base.
Yeah, I just think he tried to make the tag before he had the ball, and ball went past him.
Runner goes. Pitch is outside, and he's safe at third. So the pressure is on once again. These Rams just keep that pressure on to keep the momentum rolling. As we mentioned in our Keys to the Game, brought to you by Lee's Floor Covering. That one up high. 2-0 the count here on Heilman.
See how we can get under this one.
That one in there for a strike.
Nice pitch by Chester.
Yeah, that was a good pitch. Not much you can do with that if you're a batter.
Yeah, absolutely. That's exactly right.
Here's the 2-1 from Chester. Swung on, fouled, straight back, and off the car, off the mirror of the car over there.
Looks okay.
Yeah, there's somebody in the car too, so they're probably sitting there going, "Please, not my windshield, not the windshield." Chester. Here's the 2-2. Swung on, hit too short. They're going to come home, and they keep the runner at third, and he's the off. He came off the bag, and they get the out. Heads up play by the catcher. As right there, he could have went to first for the easy out, but he said, "No, we're going to limit this damage here. No more runs. We're done."
Yeah, and they brought the infield in there. That's the play they were going for, and Upper Sandusky challenged him anyways, and didn't work out for him.
That's right, Jacob.
Great job by Lance Frankert behind the plate. The runner down at first. And he hits the batter, Ethan Hill. So Hill has had 3 at-bats, 2 walks, and a hit by pitch.
Is that the third guy they've hit today?
Yes.
This is a rivalry matchup.
I don't think that has anything to do with it, but hey. It's a friendly rivalry.
I was going to say, I guess rivalry matchups were different.
Runners at first and second with 1 out. Chester's pitch is in the dirt. Caden Holman at the plate. Lined out to first, or lined out to left in the first. Drew a walk in the second. Grounded to second base. They go over to second for the force to get 1, but no relay as Holman was quick out of the box. 2 down with runners at the corners now as Blaze Gallant strolls to the plate. Had a fielder's choice RBI back in the second, and an RBI single, scored a run in the first. This one off the dirt, and Holman will scurry on over to second base with a steal. Two runners in scoring position. Here's the 1-0. Gallant hits this one into center field. Center fielder retreating and makes the play for the final out here in the top of the third.
A lot better inning for the Warriors.
Yes.
Getting out of that one.
No runs scored.
Yeah, that started off pretty in a precarious position was Chester, and these Mohawk Warriors even got the first batter at third, and then that situation where they call to go to third, make the play at third base, got the out, stop the bleeding, if you will, and like you said, Nate, Warriors just able to finish out there.
Yeah, Chester's been in a jam both innings. He's done a really good job working out of them.
Yeah. And that's kind of his specialty, you know, being the closer, being the guy that's called upon in those high-pressure situations. You know, that's why they went to him in that spot. I want to take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here today. We're going to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lease Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope and Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and Webster Industries. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Of course, I see one of my contacts with one of our proud sponsors here at the game as one of our friends from Webster Industries is here taking in the action. And I mean, who can blame him? Such a beautiful day for baseball. Greggy says baseball or ice hockey. Bottom of the third, leading off for the Warriors, Ben Bogner.
Good old Ben.
Junior signal caller for the Warriors. Center fielder here tonight. Watches that one in there for a strike. Bogner hits that one to the second baseman. Gloves and throws to first for the quick putout. He hit that one pretty good, but I'll tell you, they're just hitting it right at the fielders. Sometimes you just have one of those days. Just can't get one through.
Also, this grass is just killing everything.
Mm-hmm. It's been 7 putouts. He hasn't had a strikeout yet. Warriors have put the ball in play, but have yet to put it where somebody isn't.
That is interesting. That's kind of an anomaly with that 7 putouts off.
Yeah.
Just hitting the zone, and they're swinging.
Here's the 2-0. That one misses low, and it's 3-0 here on Caden Bish. Caden Bish batting 148 on the season, 4 hits and 27 at-bats. Watches that one in there for a strike.
And sometimes it's got to feel worse as you blank an opponent, and then now you're just giving them every pitch.
Ooh, I don't think Blue's going to like that very much.
Third base coach giving him an earful over there.
Yeah, I don't blame him.
No.
That's you don't want to show up Blue at all.
I love it. In there.
That one in there for strike 3 called. And Bish sat down on strikes. That'll bring up the catcher, Lance Frankert. Frankert on the season batting .250. At the knees for a strike. 2 down here in the bottom of the third. Up. Frankert hits this one straight up and into center field. Center fielder makes the play for the final out. So 8 out of the 9 outs have been putouts. Heilman gets a strikeout there in the third. But we head to the top of the fourth. It's 5-0 Upper Sandusky. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. UIS Insurance and Investments, your hometown agency providing a full range of insurance and financial services with a local touch. Contact your local homegrown agent, Jeff Leopold, for a professional review today at 419-447-4242, extension 1144. Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. is here for all of your printing and design needs. From reunions to small events, to business apparel and even vehicle lettering, they've got you covered. They make the gear that you make your memories in. Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Ink. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. And we're back here at Warriors Field, Sycamore, Ohio. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. We got the Wizard Greg Kinn on the ones and twos, making us look good. Jacob Ellis helping us out on the call here. And we also have Austin Rodriguez on the cam. Thanks for tuning in here with us on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. We get set to start the top of the fourth as Upper Sandusky leading 5-0 over the Warriors. Braden Chester has come in relief of Elias Magellanis, and for the most part, done a pretty good job of shutting down this Rams lineup since then. I mean, he did give up the one unearned run. He was an inherited run, but that was on a put-out, Tommy. I mean, it was a tag from a fly out to left. He's done a great job since coming on. Starts him out right down Broadway with a first pitch strike. And give a shout out to our pitch cam sponsor, First National Bank of Sycamore. As that one, little bend on that one. 12-6 there, Tommy. Too much drop, though. And here's the 1-1. Swung on, and this one's fouled off to the right. And we'll do it at 1-2. This one hit to the shortstop. Gloves throws to first, and they got him at first. Nice throw by the shortstop.
I was gonna say, he came out like a cannon, though. Dang.
They all are hustling right out of the box, man. They put the pressure on the fielders to make the throw. Not only make it quick, but make it on target.
Especially with some of these errors. Quick to glove.
Mm-hmm.
Quick to flub.
That last batter was Brody Cox.
He gets a piece of him there.
And at the plate now is Gavin Fry.
What was that for?
Yeah.
And Fry takes one and earns himself a free bag. That'll bring up Justin Heilman. Runner at first with a decent lead there, but the catcher looks him back after the first pitch misses low.
It just amazes me how active they are between bases. Like,
yeah,
you don't see that too often.
They just keep the pressure on.
You got to have some athletes to be able to implement that.
That one in there for a strike on the inside corner. 1-1 the count here on Heilman. Heilman, a .379 hitter coming into today. Snap throw to first, runner back safely. That's what you got to do, Tommy. You got to keep them honest. If they're going to keep trying to keep the pressure on, you just keep keeping them in check. Swing and a miss. Ball gets through the catcher's glove, and the runner will earn himself a steal as Gavin Fry makes it from first to second base. This one hit to the second baseman. Gloves throws to first, and that's the second out of the inning. But the runner will move from second to third, so runner 90 feet away for Caleb Francis. And the pitch from Chester is down low.
That's one of those ones that just barely slipped out of your fingers to where I seen it as it left his hands. Like, man, that was a heater. It just dropped.
That one fouled off the foot of Caleb Francis. I don't know if that was the foot or the ankle, but either way, painful.
That's the second time he's done that off his foot. His foot must like baseball.
Right.
Joe DiMaggio.
The 1-1 grounded to second baseman. Pitcher covering will make the play for the final out. Nice hustle by Braden Chester to get over there. No run scored. They leave a runner on third. We head to the bottom of the fourth. It's 5-0 Upper Sandusky.
Another nice inning of work. Or another by Chester. As again, he talked about it, covering the plate there at the end, getting the final out. But Mohawk bats have to wake up now.
Yeah, they've got to figure out maybe a little bit more patience at the plate here. That was my key. That was one of my keys to the game for Mohawk. It was you got to get runners on, and they have not been able to get anybody on base.
I mean, 5's hard, but you can stretch that across 3 innings pretty feasibly.
One run at a time.
Especially like you talked about the putouts. Eventually, he's going to give you something.
He's putting the ball in the zone, and these guys are just squaring up on it. Eventually, they're going to hit it where somebody isn't. But maybe that day's not today. Maybe it's tomorrow. Like, that's just the way baseball is. Any given day.
Yeah. That's why you play a series to determine who the champion is.
That's why I love the N10 because they do their series back to back. You had the first game of this series last night, and then second game tonight. The N10 is one of the only conferences I know of around the area that does that, where they put their league games consecutively. I like it. I think it's great.
I'll tell you what, these Upper Sandusky Rams, they're a dangerous squad.
Yeah.
You're going to have to keep an eye out on them even closer, just off the 2 games that I've had the privilege of calling.
Caleb Bish at the plate. We're back to the top of the order here for the Warriors, as Heilman has worked his way through the order. Well, we'll just say that. He's worked his way through the order, right?
Yeah.
He's faced the minimum, or
That's right. That's the other way of saying it, for sure. The 0-1 in there for a strike. And it's 0-2 on Caleb Bish. Bish, as we mentioned earlier on the season, batting .419. And that one fouled back. Over there somewhere. As long as it's not near the blue car, we're good. Here's the 0-2. Swung on, hit to second base. And the throw to first is in time for the first out.
What a job squaring up on that. To be able to predict what skip and bounce that was going to have off that second one. I was like, man, that's going to skip up one a little bit higher than what he might anticipate.
This one, you just put your body in front of it like that. This one fouled straight up and into the tree. And Plinko's its way down right next to a fan.
The price is going to be.
Swung on, hit into right field, but this one's going to be playable. The center fielder ranges over to make the play for the second out of the inning.
We said bats needed to come alive for the Warriors.
I think, Tommy, the case is they're just swinging at the pitches that he wants them to swing at, you know? And he's just pitching to contact. I think that's really the key.
I I mean, when you have a defense this good and this clean.
That's a good point, Jake.
That went in there for a strike from Heilman. He is settling in, Tommy. And I mean, he's settled in since the first inning, but man, he's not wasting any time. Look at that. He's just going right after him. Just rearing back and firing strikes.
Halfway through the game, you really haven't had to have too many pitches.
And a swing and a miss. Heilman threw 4, has faced the minimum. We head to the top of the 5th. 5-0 Upper Sandusky. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At First National Bank of Sycamore, we are a truly local bank that is community-based and community-focused. We are invested in your success, and our team is here to help. First National Bank of Sycamore, banking that just makes sense.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. Warriors Field in Sycamore, Ohio. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. Jacob Ellis helping out on the call. Greg the Wizard Kinn keeping us looking good on the 1s and 2s. And Austin Rodriguez on the main cam for us today. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. We get set to start the top of the 5th. Upper Sandusky leading 5-0 over the Warriors. Let's take a moment and thank our sponsors here before we get to this first batter. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope and Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and Webster Industries. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Of course, I did notice recent Facebook post from Webster Industries that they are hiring folks. They're looking for help. Go on out. Fill out your application. Take your resume in. It's a great place to work. I mean, you want to talk about one of the best places to work in our community. It's a place where you can support a family.
Absolutely. As Webster Industries have provided families with jobs and a livable wage to stay here in the community, keep jobs here in town, to keep athletes in town too, to produce the next crop of great athletes here.
That's right. That's right. This one hit into right field. It's going to get down for a base hit. As Jacob Halter earns himself a board with a leadoff base hit. And a power outage on the scoreboard out there. Got it back. Top of the 5th. Runner at first, nobody out. 5-0 Upper Sandusky. This one grounded to third. Gloves, throws to first, and it takes the first baseman off the bag. Runners will advance. Actually, they're just going to advance from second to third. And so runners at the corners with nobody out here in the top of the 5th, and that'll bring up Ethan Hill. Hill has 2 walks and a hit by pitch, and he has scored a run.
What a day for him.
Yeah.
What a day for him.
He's 0 for 0 with 3 plate appearances. Here's the pitch. Starts him out up high. Throw down to third is just to keep everybody honest as the runner gets over from first to second. Now both runners in scoring position here, nobody out. Chester comes set. Here's the 1-0. That one in there for a strike.
I was going to say, he's going to give him that one.
Braden Chester comes set. Here's the 1-1. Ethan Hill hits this one to short. Throw over to first is in time, and wisely he looked the runners back there before he made that throw over. So that's a big out. Big out for Braden Chester there. That'll bring up Caden Holman, and I got to think with first base open, you're just going to put him on. Yep, that's exactly what they're doing. Why even bother? But that'll bring up Evan Heinzman. And that first pitch is up high and behind for a ball. Bases loaded, 1 out, top of the 5th. Chester comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit up the middle. This is going to get through and possibly all the way to the fence. 1 run will score, 2 runs will score. It's cut off before it gets to the fence, but a 3rd run is coming home to score, and the Rams take an 8-0 lead on a bases clearing 3 RBI double by Evan Heinzman. I'm sorry, that was Blaze Gallant. I should have made sure I gave the right credit here.
Yeah.
Blaze Gallant.
With the blazing speed he had around the bases, his middle name's Mitsubishi.
Now we got Evan Heinzman at the plate. Yeah. It would help if I had my numbers in order. Blaze Gallant down to second base. Heinzman hits this one to the pitcher. They throw it over to third base, trying to get the lead runner, and they tag him out in between second and third. That takes care of the lead runner, but a runner still on first base with 2 outs for Gavin Fry. That one off the dirt, and the catcher loses it. But he's able to gather it in time to keep the runner from getting to third. Runner at second base. 2 down. Gavin Fry at the plate. 1-0 count. Here's the pitch from Chester. Inside and high. Swing and a miss. Chester with a nice pitch there. And it's 2-1 on Fry. Inside, 3-1. Three and 1 the count, 2 down. Here's the pitch from Chester. Outside, and he puts a man on base. And that'll bring up Justin Heilman. So Blaze Gallant on the day, 5 RBIs, 2 for 2. This one hit high and on the infield. Second baseman squeezes it for the final out here in the top of the 5th, but the Rams plate 3 more, take an 8-0 lead here as we head to the bottom of the 5th. Thanks for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you. Jacob Ellis helping out as well. We have Greg Kinn running things on the operations side of things, and Austin Rodriguez operating the camera. I was going to say manning the camera, but that's not fair. She wouldn't care. She didn't care. Thanks for tuning in with us once again. Stick around for the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Tommy, when we talked about keys to the game, brought to you by Elise Floor Covering, we talked about, Mohawk's got to get runners on base any way possible. So far, we're here in the bottom of the fifth, and, well, that hasn't happened yet.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange dynamic as he's pitching to you. You're getting hits, but you're just not able to make anything with it.
Yeah, and he really hasn't had to go deep into count, so I imagine that pitch count's pretty low and that arm's still pretty fresh.
Yeah, he really hasn't. I've not seen very many full counts. Doing a great job so far here today, limiting the damage from this Mohawk lineup. Came into this series with a lot of momentum. Having won their first 10 games of the season, the Warriors were the hottest team in this area. But the Rams, along with the weather, has cooled things down over here in Sycamore.
That ain't kidding.
Now strolling to the plate, number 3, Travis Geary, the first baseman. First pitch down low.
Doesn't have batting gloves on, so if he hits it off the end of the bat here, he's really going to feel it in the cold.
Mm-hmm. That was always the worst. The absolute worst.
Yeah.
I don't know what's worse. One of those or playing catcher and catching one in the finger instead of in the web.
Ooh, that one was pretty rough.
Ugh.
Yeah, in the cold, I feel like Party gets a little afraid to swing the bat.
Mm-hmm.
You know it's going to hurt.
Yeah. Geary hits this one into right center field. The center fielder ranges over to make the play for the first out here in the bottom of the fifth.
We'll shake those fingers out back in the dugout.
Heilman starts him out with a beautiful first pitch for a strike. Braylon Mulholland at the plate. Swing and a miss. Had him guessing on that one, Tommy.
Come on.
Josh Heilman pitching a gem here today. Here's the 0-2. Swung on. This one fouled down the third base side. We'll come back and do it again at 0-2. We talked about the pitching matchup here today. Elias Magellanes with his 4-0 record and 1.5 ERA. We were really looking forward to these two pitchers going the distance and dueling it out here today, but Magellanes just had a little bit of control problems in the first inning that carried over into the second. And, Heilman has just been on point here today. Another strikeout for Heilman. And 2 down here in the bottom of the fifth. We'll bring up Braden Chester.
Got all tied up on that swing.
Yeah. Heilman has yet to pitch out of the stretch today. That's exactly what that means. That went off the mark and outside. That one in there for a strike. A little bit of wind blowing out to right field. on a chilly day here in Sycamore. Chester hits that one foul to the right. And it's now 1-2 on Braden Chester. As we mentioned earlier, Chester batting .321 on the season. Here's the 1-2. Swung on, chopped, foul. Little check swing foul.
Get Austin awake over there a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. Keeps everybody on their toes. Swung on, hit at the second baseman. Able to keep it in front of him and throws over to first for the final out here in the bottom of the fifth. And yeah, wow, what a performance so far here by Josh Heilman. And we are.
You had to get that stretch comment.
I mean,
wait till the bottom of the sixth.
Jeez, wow. We'll step aside, take a quick time out. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
Welcome to your Legacy Federal Credit Union, your trusted community credit union for over 70 years. We're not just a credit union, we're your personal financial counselor. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution tailoring solutions to your needs. Whether it's your first home or planning for the future, we're here to help you find success. Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, a legacy built on trust, commitment, and community.
Your legacy, your legacy.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. And we're back here, Warriors Field in Sycamore, Ohio. Nate Mullins, Tommy Hall, Jacob Ellis on the call with you here. Greg Kinn, the Wizard, on the ones and twos. Austin Rodriguez on the cam here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Thanks for tuning in with us. We get set to start the top of the sixth as the Upper Sandusky Rams have an 8-0 lead. I mean,
it's been almost a complete game for these Rams.
The way they've been dominant on the base paths is one thing, Tommy, but the dominance on the mound today, ooh, man, I'm telling you. We have
not a fun day of baseball for
yeah.
You know, it's one of those long, drawn-out games, but it's one of those ones that's because one team's up and the other one just gets, you know, sat down, up to bat again.
That'll bring up Caleb Francis.
I tell you what, he can't undermine what Braden Chester's been able to try to do to rally back here.
Right.
After taking over.
It's been his longest pitching performance of the year so far. He came in with just 6 2/3 innings pitched on the season in 5 appearances.
Did he say this was his only? This was one of the games he didn't come in on a save.
This was his only non-save appearance so far on the season.
He's done a pretty good job. Worked out of a couple jams.
Inside, it's 3-1 on Francis. He did surrender the 1-out RBI or 3 RBI double to Blaze Gallant back in the 5th inning, but aside from that, he's had a tremendous outing here instead of Elias Magellanes. That one in there for a strike. And Chester gets the strikeout on Francis. That'll bring up Jacob Halter. Didn't he take one off the helmet last time he was up?
Yeah.
Must have a magnet up there or something.
hits that one to third. Third baseman comes up with it, throws over to first for the second out of the inning. That's what you want here if you're Mohawk. Got to work your way through this lineup quickly so you can get back up to bat.
Yeah, running out of daylight.
Yeah.
Literally.
I don't think we've had any daylight today.
Well, yeah, I guess. Maybe not.
2 down, top of the 6th. The pitch from Chester is in there for a strike. Josh Heilman at the plate, the pitcher. That one inside. 1-1 the count. That one hit just over the glove of the first baseman and into right field for a base hit. So Heilman finds himself on base with 2 down here as Ethan Hill at the plate.
I'm going to say he still command the top of this inning.
First pitch outside and low. Two down here in the top of the 6th. Chester comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on, hit back up the middle. Shortstop gloves it. Steps on second base for the final out here in the top of the 6th. So quick work for Braden Chester, as he does allow the base hit, but no damage done as they leave a runner on. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's 8-0 Upper Sandusky. Thanks for tuning in here with us. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall and Jacob Ellis on the call with you. Greg Kinn, the Wizard, keeping us looking good on the 1s and 2s, and Austin Rodriguez on the camera today. We want to thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here on Heart of Ohio Sports, because without them, folks, this just isn't possible. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope and Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and Webster Industries, all proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. If you're Coach Eric Hoover over in the dugout for the Mohawk Warriors right now, Tommy, what are you saying to your guys?
That's a tough issue because, again, what do you really say? You haven't had you can't say it out loud, but you haven't been able to get on base, and you got a lot of ground to make up. You still got 2 innings that you can work with. So again, you got to play this one by halves. You're not trying to make up everything at once. You just got to get something plated here, and then allow that to kind of dictate what you do down in the stretch in the bottom of the 7th.
That's right. So you got to get some runs here, at least 1 or 2. Plate something, get some momentum to carry it into that 7th inning. Ben Bogner at the plate for the Warriors. His second plate appearance today.
Again, you score some runs, then the mentality changes from just getting someone on base to.
Bogner chops this one to third, gloves, and throws to first for the first out here in the bottom of the 6th. That was quick.
Yeah.
I didn't even get a chance to tell you, Bogner batting .231 on the season with 6 hits and 28 at-bats, or 26 at-bats. A speedy guy, though. If he was able to get on base, he does have 8 steals on the season, so that's what they want. They want to get guys on base. Just haven't been able to tonight. Heilman with the pitch. This one hit into right field, and this one gets down. The first base hit of the ball game is good for a double, and a 1-out double will break up not only a no-hitter, but, folks, that was a perfect game we had going through 6 innings, 5 1/3 innings. Josh Heilman was perfect. But a nice job there to break it up by Caden Bish. That'll bring up the catcher, Lance Frankert. A little bit of noise from that Mohawk dugout now. This one skips in the dirt. And the runner from second to third is out. So he's still at the minimum batters faced here. They're going to say that was a hard play to make there.
Great pick at third.
Yeah. Two down. And Frankert hits this one to center field and squeezed for the final out by the center fielder. So he does surrender his first hit of the ball game, but Heilman still facing the minimum through 6.
4-pitch inning.
We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Don't go anywhere. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports. Why go to Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin? Because at Lee's Floor Covering, they know that selecting the right flooring for your home can be overwhelming. They make choosing the right items for your home simple. At Lee's Floor Covering, they have one of the largest selections of floor covering in Northwest Ohio, including Abbey Carpet and Floor. Stop in and see for yourself what everyone raves about at Lee's Floor Covering in Tiffin.
For high school students, this can be a fun time of year. Prom, graduation, summer vacations, etc. Sometimes students will attend parties that permit underage drinking.
There are serious legal consequences and liability issues for parents who serve alcohol to underage students. This could include fines, lawsuits, and even jail time.
Parents can be held responsible for underage drinking even if they're not home when it happens. The best gift you can give your child is to be their parent, not their friend.
Don't be a party to teenage drinking. Parents who host lose the most.
You're locked into the best there is, the best there was, and the best there ever will be. Heart of Ohio Sports.
All right, and we are back here on Heart of Ohio Sports for this N10 rivalry matchup between the Mohawk Warriors and the Upper Sandusky Rams. We're going to kick off the top of the 7th inning as the Upper Sandusky Rams with a commanding lead 8-0 over the Warriors. Braden Chester on the mound as we get ready for the top of the 7th. Upper Sandusky, Nate. Man, what a gem they've pitched on the mound here tonight. But the way that these Upper Sandusky Rams have moved between bases tonight, plate in RBIs, I mean, it's just been masterful to watch.
The patient approach at the plate has really been key for Upper Sandusky here today. They're not afraid to wait for their pitch. I think that's the difference between the two lineups here today is Mohawk really, I feel like they've been pretty aggressive at the plate, Tommy, but I think that doesn't always play into your favor on the offensive side. Because when you're aggressive, sometimes you get out early and you're hitting pitches that the pitcher wants you to hit.
Things have just not fallen the way of the Warriors' way here tonight.
Chester brushes him back. Count 1-2 now on Caden Holman. Holman hits this one to third. It gets through for a base hit.
Even those little things going Upper Sandusky's way in this one.
Yeah.
Just CNI single.
That'll bring up Blaze Gallant. 2 for 2 with a walk and 5 RBIs on the day. Snap throw to first. Holman dives back safely. Chester's pitch is outside. Caden Holman down at first. Here's the pitch. Throw down to second, and Holman in there safely with a steal. That'll be his second of the game. Of course, he leads the team with 15 coming into this one, so just adds to that total.
Most people would love to get on base 15 times just in that many games, let alone have a steal.
Stealing up 8-0 is a interesting move.
They got to keep that pressure on.
That is true.
This one swung on, chopped to the shortstop, through the glove.
Oh, no, bring it on.
And into the outfield. Holman is going to race his way home for the 9th run of the game for the Rams.
I was going to say, do they still?
And 6 RBIs on the day for Blaise Gallant.
Well, Jake, you questioned the stealing bases with the 8-0 run. Nate, here at the top of the 7, if they get those 2 runs here, is that it, or do they?
No, they still have the
chance?
bottom.
Okay.
They still have the bottom because they're the home team. They still get a chance to score runs,
regardless of the what happens past the 5th.
Yeah.
Correct.
I mean, I guess it paid off because if he doesn't steal her, he doesn't score on that error.
And now you're just trying to put this one out of reach.
Yeah.
Which kind of already was in that situation.
Well, with the way Josh Heilman's pitching today, I mean,
yeah, 1-0 would be out of reach. But little or a lot, you only need to win by 1. 9-0 lead by the Rams. This pitch comes sailing high from Heyman.
Kason Gottfried at the plate.
Start off 1-0.
Just 5 at-bats on the season for Gottfried. This will be his 6th. Down low. 2-0 the count here. Two-0. Outside and low. 3-0 the count. Nine nothing Rams. Runner at first. Here's the pitch from Chester. In there for a strike.
That on the 3-1.
That one outside, and a walk is issued. Gottfried is at first, Gallant down at second base, and Gavin Fry in the on-deck circle. We have a call to the bullpen as Braden Chester's day appears to be over. He's not used to pitching this long. He's usually the 1 to 2 inning specialist for this team, so for him to come in and be able to douse the fire, if you will, and limit the damage to the way he did. He pitched a heck of a ball game here today. Just he wasn't able to finish it out here, but we'll see who takes over.
Yeah, the Warriors team, they're gonna go back to it and do a little retooling after this learning experience that the Rams have given them over the past couple of days here, especially after running that 10-game run.
And I believe we're going to get Caden Bish.
Caden Bish going to try to close this one out here. Is this call to the bullpen, again, brought to you by Hope and Fostoria, Nate. Can't thank them enough for bringing the call to the bullpen.
Yeah.
It's been frequent getting their money's worth on that one.
And just a reminder, the Walk for Recovery events have been scheduled. If you head over to the Hope and Fostoria page on Facebook, you can find those dates. I know that one of them is June 22nd. I think the second one's in September. I'm not sure, but don't quote me on that because I don't have the paper in front of me. But head on over to Facebook. find their page. Make sure you like and follow their page, Hope in Fostoria. A great community-minded charity sponsor here. Not only helping us, but we feel like we're helping them as well. I think that's one of the things about us that a lot of area businesses or organizations don't really know is, if you're a charitable organization, you're looking to get your ads seen by the people in our community. There's no better place than right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. You can give your money to those big advertising companies, but you never know when your ad is going to play. You don't know if it's going to play when people are actually watching that channel. Here on Heart of Ohio Sports, your ads play when people watch.
Absolutely. And they leave a lasting impression as Heart of Ohio Sports broadcast. They don't go anywhere. Once the game's concluded, they're archived for your enjoyment anytime. So we want to remind you once again, if you haven't already, like, subscribe, and share to our social media pages. Subscribe to us on YouTube. Help us grow our audience and get notifications when Heart of Ohio Sports goes on the air.
That's right. You can even set it up to notify you when we go live. First pitch from Bish is in there for a strike. This will be Caden Bish's first pitching appearance of the season here. This one hit to third and through the infield for a base hit. The runner will stop at third base, and that'll leave the bases loaded with nobody out. And that'll bring up Justin Heilman.
Just looking for a big hop over there at third, and then it just died and went right through.
Josh Heilman, I just got some stats from Mr. Details, who was keeping track on Game Changer. He says, hey, you guys got a no-hitter going over there? I said, well, we did. He said, yeah, Heilman's only at 52 pitches. I'm like, what?
I think we're a little more up to date than
Right. Calvert took care of business as they won 11-0. I don't know who they were playing. Connor didn't tell me who they were playing. But that one hit through the infield for a base hit. And another run will score for the Rams. That'll make it 10-0 Upper Sandusky. Bases stay loaded here.
Man, more errors in Greggy's English essay.
Hey, now. Calvert defeated Gibsonburg 11-0 in 5. First pitch down low. Of course, we'll be on the call tomorrow. We picked up another game, folks, as Calvert versus Lakota was our first scheduled broadcast of the season, but they didn't play that game because of the weather. So as opposed to trying to figure out when they're going to remake that game, we said, hey, this Calvert-New Eagle game looks really tasty. Let's pick that one up. So this one will be coming to you live from Zip Zoller Field tomorrow night as Tiffin Calvert takes on New Eagle. The top spot in the SBC River on the line as both teams undefeated in league play. Here's the 2-0 from Bish. Outside, 3-0 the count here on Caleb Francis.
Normally, I only go and cover the games where the good eats are. So we were at New Regal the first time. Now this time we head over to Xcaret and Tiffin.
Right. That's right.
The perfect call.
Mm-hmm. I've been hooked on those birria tacos, man. I'm telling you. So good. Swung on, fouled straight back. And that one gets far enough away from the blue car. Full count on Francis. Bish has worked himself back into the count here. And this one grounded to third. Chester unable to make the play.
Chester's just
frustrated.
Having some frustrations out. They moved him. I think he started this game out at what, shortstop?
He was at left field.
Left field.
They brought him into pitch, and now he's at third. 11-0 Upper Sandusky, top of the 7th.
And come in, pitch off the first no save. It's just, he's had himself a long day.
Yeah.
When you're struggling, when you're frustrated, that ball seems to find you. It's found him 3 batters in a row.
Right. That's exactly right.
It's like, hey, leave me alone.
Right.
Ball won't ever leave you.
Yeah.
The 1-0 is up high. Jacob Halter at the plate. .2-0 is fouled off to the right. Little nubber right off the handle of the bat. In this cold weather, those are not fun.
Those ones hurt.
Mm-hmm. Here's the 2-1. Swung on. This one skied. First base side. And the first baseman will glove it for the first out here in the 7th inning. Bases stay loaded. And that'll bring up Josh Heilman, the pitcher. Heilman had his perfect game broken up in the 6th inning with a double. They then caught the runner trying to steal from second to third. And Heilman hits this one into center field. Bogner races over to make the play, but another run will score, and Upper Sandusky, for the second day in a row, will score 12 runs on the Warriors.
Yeah, the once 10-0 Warriors.
Making a statement over here in Sycamore today.
Absolutely.
These are 2 statement wins for the Rams if they're able to hold on here at the end.
Twice in a row on a team, man. That's a statement.
Yeah. And an undefeated team. That.
First pitch from Bish is up high and inside. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Caden Holman in the on-deck circle. And that is the final out here in the top of the 7th inning. Rams score 4 more. They lead 12-0 over the Warriors as we head to the bottom of the 7th inning. I'm going to take a moment and thank our sponsors for allowing us to be here. We couldn't be here if not for the help of the following community-minded sponsors. We want to say thank you to Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lease Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope and Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and Webster Industries. All proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. Of course, pregame show today was brought to you by our friends at Xcaret Mexican Restaurant. Postgame show, stick around, will be brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Our pitch cam tonight, presented by First National Bank of Sycamore. Pitching matchups tonight were brought to you by UIS Insurance and Investments. Our keys to the game, presented by Lee's Floor Covering. First pitch was brought to you by Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc. And all calls to the bullpen tonight presented by Hope and Fostoria. We want to thank all of our sponsors, including our title sponsors here on Heart of Ohio Sports, and we hope that you thank them as well with your hard-earned dollars. That's right, folks. When you're out there shopping in our community, make sure you remember those names, because you wouldn't be watching this game if not for those community-minded sponsors. Bottom of the 7th. Warriors down to their final 3 outs here, potentially, unless they can make some magic happen here. You want to talk about magic? Whew, that'd be some magic. But anything's possible. It's baseball. Heilman. I mean, pulled the string on that one. Outside, 1-1. Caleb Bish grounds this one to third.
Goodness.
Backhand stop by the third baseman. Throw to first. What a play by the third baseman. What a backhanded stop and the throw across the diamond. Impressive. Jacob Halter. One out. Bottom of the 7th. And that one in there for a strike. Brant Carrion at the plate. Batting 182.
Takes another cut at it.
2 hits and 11 at-bats. Here's the 0-1 from Heilman. Outside and low. 1-1. The 1-1 up high from Heilman. One down here in the bottom of the 7th. 12-0 Upper Sandusky. These Rams have just, from start to finish today, in dominating fashion.
Ooh. How does that fall?
He sits him down on 3 strikes. I thought that was only strike 2, but.
Me too.
Yeah. Dang, what a pitch, though.
Yeah. That one outside from Heilman. Hunter Haynes at the plate. Haynes on the season batting .531. 17 hits and 32 at-bats. Haynes hits this one into left field. And the left fielder squeezes it for the final out. A complete game shutout, 1 hit allowed for Josh Heilman. A dominant performance today by the pitcher. We'll step aside, take a quick timeout. We'll come back and wrap things up from Mohawk Warriors Field. You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports.
At Heart of Ohio Sports, it's obvious. The first thing that comes to mind is sports. But we do a lot more than just cover live sporting events.
Go, go, go!
When we want to watch our highlights from last night's game, there's only one place we go: Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports is owned by Mullins Entertainment and located inside Studio Squared in downtown Tiffin. The space features a state-of-the-art podcast studio, open for public use. Building a platform for creators is one of our top priorities. We connect fans to the action like no one else can. As a business in today's market, you got to stay ahead of the game. And what better way than to get on board with the fastest growing brand in media today? You can take it from me, or you can just listen to them.
When recruiters want to see our game film, we tell them they can watch it on Heart of Ohio Sports.
Heart of Ohio Sports gives fans the access they want when they want it. And the athletes get the coverage they deserve. Our broadcasts are free, and they always will be. We don't hide behind a paywall.
When my family can't come to the games, they always watch on Heart of Ohio Sports.
You're watching Heart of Ohio Sports, the pulse of the Buckeye State. All right, and we're back here at Mohawk Warriors Field. Final after 7 innings. Upper Sandusky 12, Mohawk nothing. Nate Mullins and Tommy Hall on the call with you here. You're tuned in on the postgame show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. Dominance is the best way I can describe what we saw here today on both the offensive side as well as the pitching side of things when it comes to baseball. I don't think you can see much more of a masterful performance than you saw from Josh Heilman tonight. But the Rams really did it on the base paths and on the pitching mound. I mean, very impressive outing today by Upper Sandusky.
Yeah, not a great week of baseball if you're a Warriors fan, as the upending yesterday, after a 10-game winning streak, coming into that one undefeated and just getting that 12-0 drubbing yesterday, and then more of the same.
12-2 yesterday.
12-2 yesterday, 12-0 today. I mean, what a performance by these Upper Sandusky Rams, and a statement on top of that, especially in the N10 league. For it really was just a dominant showing.
Yeah, absolutely right, Tommy. From start to finish, these Rams really put it all on display. And, you know, they have had one of the toughest schedules in this area. And they've had some tough outings so far this year against some league opponents. They've taken a couple of tough losses, but they have bounced back here in the latter half of the season. And I tell you, Tommy, this is a team that you going into postseason play, I don't know if anybody wants to play with these guys.
Yeah, you can take these lumps now and kind of reassess the situation, retool a few things, and then again, you run into them down the stretch, then see where you're at. As Mohawk, again, you got a lot of baseball ahead of you, and you just got to have a short memory in this game.
That's right.
But those two are going to stick with you for a little while. As man, it was just complete and utter domination throughout those 7 innings. And in a 14-inning stretch in 2 days' time, you're talking plating over 24 runs. That's quite the week.
Yeah. Well, we'll be back on the call with these Warriors, I believe, next Friday. I think it's the 3rd. May 3rd is our next broadcast. We'll cover Mohawk versus Seneca East. It'll be live here at Warriors Field once again. But these Upper Sandusky Rams, we still have another game with them as well, as they'll be playing the Columbian Tornadoes later this year, Tommy. So we'll see both of these teams later on down the road. But an impressive performance here today. And, I mean, that's backed by the last time we covered them in Attica against Seneca East. This team really, I mean, they just put it all on display. And this is one of those teams that, I tell you what, Tommy, they started out slow, but they got a lot of momentum right now. And you go into the second half of the season with this kind of momentum, anything can happen.
Oh,
anything can happen.
Absolutely, as we are just blessed and just spoiled with the wealth of talent and coverage that we're able to provide to you live and paywall free here on Heart of Ohio Sports. As this area, very hot, you don't want to miss out.
No.
And like we talked about, our broadcasts are live and paywall free, so you don't have to pay nothing. We don't hide behind a paywall, and it's thanks to our great sponsors who, Nate, we'll go ahead and give them their flowers one more time here before we name our player of the game.
That's right. Once again, you're tuned in here on the post-game show brought to you by Your Legacy Federal Credit Union. We'd like to thank all of the following sponsors for allowing us to be here. We want to thank Xcaret Mexican Restaurant, Your Legacy Federal Credit Union, First National Bank of Sycamore, UIS Insurance and Investments, Lee's Floor Covering, Steinmetz Signs and Graphic Inc., Hope and Fostoria, Clouse Electric, Linda S. Ritzler Accounting, and Webster Industries, all proud sponsors with us right here on Heart of Ohio Sports. So, Tommy, we've been doing things a little differently now with our player of the game. We do the interview after the game, but I guess we need to pick one. So who would be the player of the game? I mean, pitching performance like what we saw today, it's really hard not to give it to this kid. I mean, Josh Heilman, what a performance here today by this young man. Just one hit shy of a perfect game. Yeah. Unbelievable.
And that was the difference. I mean, you went from one for the record books to that one hit there in the 6th inning to get on base and kind of ruin that, but nonetheless, job done.
That's right.
Yeah. How many pitches or how many batters did he get through?
The minimum.
The minimum. So, again, he can't ask for a better day's work outside that but nonetheless, it's hard to argue with our player of the game.
That's right. Player of the game, once again, Josh Heilman from the Upper Sandusky Rams. Dominant performance here today by the pitcher, as he will get to wear the winged cardinal. We'll get a little interview with him after we wrap things up here. But once again, thanks for tuning in here on the postgame show, brought to you by your Legacy Federal Credit Union. I want to say thank you to our crew here today. We'll wrap things up. Thank you to Austin Rodriguez. Thank you to Jacob Ellis for helping out. Thanks, of course, as always, to the Wizard, Greg Kinn, for all of his help. And thanks to you, Tommy, for your help, partner. And thanks to all of you for tuning in here on Heart of Ohio Sports. We'll catch you next time, as we'll be live tomorrow night from Zip Zoller Field for Tiffin Calvert versus New Regal. Have a good night, everybody.